Okay. Good evening, Board of Rava Ranches. My name is Noah Stay, and I will be showing you the benefits of using gene splicing in our crops. So gene splicing is also referred to as genetic engineering, and so that's what I will be calling it in this presentation. According to Merriam-Webster's dictionary, genetic engineering is the group of applied techniques of genetics and biotechnology used to cut up and join together genetic material, and especially DNA, from one or more species of organism in order to change one or more of its characteristics. In other words, genetic engineering is taking or manually adding DNA from one species and adding it to another. I believe that we ought to implement genetic engineering in our crops in order to increase efficiency and profits. I have a Bachelor's of Science degree in genealogy from Cal Poly, and I also researched this topic for my senior project. And my experience leads me to believe that these techniques will benefit Rava ranches. Instead of using normal seeds that we use now, I suggest that we should use genetically engineered seeds from a lab, specifically seeds that have genes that require less water and that will add more nutrition to the crops. And in order to stay up to date and the leader in the industry, I suggest that we use genetic engineering for our crops. So the most relevant benefit for our company would be the fact that genetic engineering helps save water. According to Monsanto, which is a biotechnology company, who searched through thousands and thousands of genes for the corn crop, they found that a protein called cold shock protein B, which is found in Cyanobacteria, helped the corn grow more naturally even when it wasn't given as much water. And according to Phil Sale, who wrote an article, he said that temperature affects how genes are spliced together. So using this information, I believe that we could find genes for our crops that would help them grow naturally without using as much water. If they use less water, then they'll be more efficient. According to the article, The Breeding, its authors stated that engineered crops they grow much faster and cost much less to produce than regular crops. So in 1999, Peter Boyer and Indigo Porticus created something called the golden rice, which you can see on the right has a golden tint to it. It gets this golden color from beta-carotene, which is where vitamin A comes from. They use this crop in third world countries because vitamin A is a big malnourishment in third world countries, and so this helps the populations stay nourished and healthy. So I believe that we could use technology like this to induce other vitamins into staple crops of poor countries like potatoes. That way we could help save the world of hunger too. So if we can add nutrients to crops, what's to stop us from just mixing together two? Right now, one of the most common uses of genetic engineering is making crops more resistant to pesticides. This allows farmers to spray the whole field with pesticides, killing all the weeds while leaving the crops unharmed. Another thing that they can do is they can create hybrids of crops. One of the more common ones is a poulet, which is a cross between a plum and an apricot. In nature, plums and apricots mix naturally, but they're called apriplums or plumcots. However, those are created when there's a parent plum tree and a parent apricot tree, which is just the first generation offspring of that. However, poulets, which are more 50-50 split of a plum and an apricot, can never be produced naturally in nature. They have to be created in a lab. And so I think that with the right amount of research put into our crops and what we could do, we might be able to splice together and make some hybrid species as well. So I strongly believe that Rava ranchers should enact genetic engineering into our crops in order to increase our efficiency and profits. So in conclusion, genetic engineering can help our company use less water, produce a better quality and more nutritious crop, and also possibly along the way create a new species. Thank you for your time.